And just like that.
Yo.
Yar.
What's up, people?
Hi. It's us.
It's us, you guys.
We're back.
It feels good to be back. Feels like it's been almost an eon.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Some.
But it's been like 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks.
2 weeks, give or
been 2
take,
weeks.
maybe 2.5, maybe 1 3/4.
I mean, technically all the podcasts are uploaded, so it could have just been no time. You could just be going, you could be burning through all of them, and it's the same day.
True. It could be 2040, and this is your first time tuning in.
True.
But it's not.
Time.
Anyway.
Time isn't, it's not real.
Welcome to Sofa Tomatoes, you guys.
Oh, we're doing tomatoes first?
Yeah, we're going tomato first, and then if you guys want to pop over and check out Sofa Survivors for the season finale of the season 1 of Survivor.
The very first season.
We're going to get to that finale on the second half of our other show, Sofa Survivors. Feel free to check us out if you'd like, but you didn't come here for that necessarily.
You came for this.
You came for this, and you're
Sofa
here.
Tomatoes.
You're here for it.
Okay.
Sofa Tomatoes. And I'm Tom Sofa, and my co-host is...
I'm Mike Tomato.
And we're here for you, you guys. We're there for you. We're waiting on your email, so send us just one.
Every day, I
Send
just
us an
hope that
email.
one day you'll text me or you'll call me and be like, guess what? We got an email.
But don't rush.
But don't rush.
Time it right. Let it be genuine. Let it be authentic.
Don't use your spam email either. Use your real email, the one that you ship out for like job applications. We want that email.
Precisely.
Not your burner email that you give to Joe Schmo at Boost Mobile when he's trying to upsell you on something.
Right.
I want your real email.
Exactly. So do something about it. But anywho, we're back. Feels good to be back. How you doing?
I'm good. The illness has passed.
Yep.
Thank God.
Yep. If you guys are tuning into our TikTok, follow us on TikTok. Mike mentioned to us all how sick he was.
I did. I gave an update. I thought the world needed an update on what I was doing, and I chose like a fun little accent.
Yeah, it was fun. I liked it. It was
Yeah.
good stuff.
I don't know where. I think I was in like a fever dream when I recorded it. Because I don't know why, like I felt compelled to just like tell the world that like, hey everybody, I'm sick.
Yep.
So that's what's new.
Yeah, they know.
But yeah, we're back alive. The deli belly has passed.
Yep.
And the influenza has gone. We are now healthy as ever. The glue factory didn't get us this time.
Phew.
And I'm back. I'm back to record this podcast. Fresh
Sweet.
pretty fresh from India. After that experience, first time traveling out of the country. Wild.
Really?
For all of the listeners out there, which is just generally friends and family, going to India for your first time leaving the United States is a bold choice.
Wild of you.
The only thing that I would say as an American traveling to India for the first time that is in your favor is that most of the country does speak English.
Really?
Yes. It is, I believe, one of the legalized it's one of the official languages of India.
Right.
And it's because of the British. It's because they were under British rule for like 80 years.
If I had a nickel for how many things that we got to blame the Brits for,
Everything.
Oh,
The sun never set on the British Empire.
my goodness.
And even India to this day, they're still kind of reeling with the effects of that empire.
Yeah.
They don't hold the British in high regard, and rightfully so. The British really did fuck them over, more so than any other of their colonies. I think, some in Africa can also make a claim against the British, but it really wasn't as bad as the United States, how we were under British rule. We really just got fucked over with like monetary policy. That was really it. We didn't really get a genocide against us.
Boom.
Kind of thing.
That's good.
But the British influence is very present, especially in Delhi. That's where we flew in. There's Delhi, which is like the OG Delhi, and then there's New Delhi, which was in part built by the British.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they set up their home base as for the Indian colony.
Shout out Delhi.
And Delhi, yeah, I mean it's a happening town. There's a lot of fucking people. There's so many fucking people that live there.
Did you go clubbing?
I didn't go clubbing in Delhi.
What?
I know. We didn't really have time. And then on the last day though, where our hotel was, it was like right on the strip of where all like some nightclubs were.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but we were all dead and dying. Half of the group was sick, and we were all just so impatiently waiting for a 2:30 a.m. flight back to Chicago.
My.
And I did go to an Indian McDonald's though when I was there.
Really?
I had to try it. I wanted to see what was different. Joke is, it's about the same.
Nothing different?
There is a few items that were different. Like I got this like Korean spicy chicken sandwich.
Making me hungry.
I would say one of the biggest differences is that the lack of beef. So in Hindu culture, cows are sacred. You don't eat beef. So there isn't a Big Mac made with a traditional beef patty. It's usually chicken or something like that, or a pork, I believe.
That makes sense.
But there's also a heavy Muslim population in India. So like there isn't, it's a battle between pork and beef on what's going to be on what menu. And Modi, who's the current prime minister of India, is a bit of a Hindu nationalist, so there's not too Muslim friendly things happening in that country right now.
Right.
But yeah, it was a crazy experience, a shit ton of people, and I'm glad I got to see what I saw. Mm-hmm. The Taj Mahal is amazing.
Really?
It is gorgeous. The pictures that you see don't do it justice.
Oh, wow. Nobody's ever said that before.
It's true, though. There's a reason why it's a wonder of the world. Mm-hmm. And partly, honestly, when you're walking through, so there's like the main entry gateway before you get to like the main grounds of the Taj. And seeing it through the archway is even more kind of intense than actually like being there. It's kind of bizarre.
Interesting
how that works. And then there's some play with optical illusions, the way that they did the stonework of the Arabic scripture on it, so it looks all the same size, but it's different sizes because obviously something further away from you needs to be bigger to make it look the same size as something closer to you.
Right.
So the engineering that was involved in it is pretty fucking wild. And yeah, it was amazing. It was one of the coolest things that I saw the entire time. And I even saw a real tiger out in the wild doing tiger shit.
Really?
I did see a tiger.
That's awesome. So go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say it was like a baby tiger. It was like
a baby. Did you get to touch it?
No.
You don't touch baby tigers.
It's not like I'm not at the MGM in Las Vegas where you hold a baby tiger. I was at a national park where there are wild tigers abound doing tiger shit.
Tiger shit.
Okay. And not that many tigers. There was I guess there was like 60 or 70 in this park.
It's a lot of tigers if you ask me.
It was an endangered species for a long time. I think it still might be
They're probably working their way back
somewhere on that list.
It's a process.
But now it's very protected, and it's the national animal of India, the royal Bengal tiger.
Really?
Yeah. And it's a cool animal. I like cats, as we know, but seeing a real tiger was pretty wild.
That is wild.
It was pretty cool.
So now that India's crossed off the list, where to next? And don't say London.
I was going to say London.
I know. Okay, we played this game before, and I know that London is on your list high up.
It's the easiest, I think, place to get to.
I know. And yeah.
Other than Mexico or Canada or whatever.
Blah, 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 blah. Can't be that. What else?
So, if it can't be London...
It can't. I already said that.
I would like to go to a place that I don't need vaccinations for, and I could drink the water.
Okay. Reasonable.
So, that being said, I'm looking at Europe and Japan kind of area.
Okay, we're getting close.
And if I can't choose the UK, like London is out. But could I say Dublin? Or is that still too close? Like
you can, but you cannot go to London while you're up that way. So
okay, so I'm just strictly in Ireland.
You can go to other places, but not London.
Okay,
you can't go to London.
Fine. But no, if I was to choose a different country in Europe, I would really like to go to Paris. for a short period of time. I would maybe like 48 hours in Paris.
Paris is a city, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So country you'd like to go to is France.
France.
Okay, got
Yeah,
it. All right.
France. France.
That'd be fun. I'd like to go to France too.
Demi recently went to Paris.
I saw that.
And
I saw that. That looked insane.
I would just everyone that I've talked to that's gone to Paris has given mixed reviews, where they say
Paris is fun with money.
Oh, anything is fun with money.
No, I'm just saying, like that's there's a popular TV show that I watched a lot growing up.
Is it Emily in Paris?
It's not Emily in Paris. It's White Collar. I love that show.
Okay.
And they talk about the romantic side of Paris, and they're like, yeah, Paris is fun with money, but if you don't have money, it's not so fun type of thing.
Yeah.
But then again, cheap bottle of wine, a little bit of cheese, you could probably make it happen.
A baguette for like
exactly.
$1 or something.
Much.
Like that would be great.
Yeah.
Like, just give me a basket with a baguette, cheese, and wine, and then meet me at the Eiffel Tower.
I bet I could bum around Paris and have fun. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Totally. I think it's a bummable city.
Yeah.
But with the mixed reviews that I've gotten, I don't think I would want to do more than 48 hours probably, and then probably jump to another city or another country within Europe and kind of explore that. But it is on the list just because I would love to try the food. I'm more interested in like the food scene of Paris. And then maybe go to some really nice boutiques.
Okay.
And look at some nice clothing, because Paris is obviously France in general is obviously known for their clothing and the garment industry that they have there.
I'm not saying that we shouldn't keep talking about food, but we got to be careful. I'm starving.
I'm also
okay.
I'm also.
So we just got to be careful when we're talking.
All I
about
had today
food.
is like 2 granola bars.
What?
Yeah.
Why are you starving yourself?
I didn't really set myself up for success on the diet today.
You know what I'm on? I'm on a smoothie kicks.
Okay.
I've been having a smoothie.
Are you making smoothies or buying smoothies?
Rachel's making smoothies every
Lovely.
morning. Oh yeah, I saw online cucumber and pineapple is like a good thing for like your gut.
Yeah.
Amongst adding some like spinach in, a little bit of banana, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yep. Are you on a gut health kick? Are you trying to stay regular?
Well, I'm
Are you trying to be Jamie Lee Curtis in the Activia commercials?
No, I would never try to be something I'm not. But I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight. And not necessarily to lose weight to like not gain weight, but like lose weight so I can gain weight, so I don't feel bad about it if I gain a little bit of weight type of
Totally. Healthy habits, developing healthy habits.
Exactly. So I've been smoothieing it lately, which has been excellent.
Do you have a good blender?
I do. It's this what's it, a NutriBullet?
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It does the job every time.
Yeah.
And then Rachel's got like a little smaller blender if we need like a little backup or something like that. So that's been working out. And then I had a couple empanadas today.
Okay.
I had a ham and cheese empanada. And then I had a like a breakfast empanada, sausage, egg, cheese.
Okay.
They're both delicious.
Okay. So one healthy option and one pseudo healthy option.
After my workout though.
Okay.
With a coffee.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I think that's a fair thing to do.
So yeah. So that's what I had, but dude, 2 granola bars. What are you doing to yourself?
I just didn't really prioritize eating today.
Okay. You know what? You knew we'd probably get something tonight, and are you saving calories? Is that what you're thinking?
That really wasn't my intention. It really was just like I'm trying to. So I woke up late today.
What time did you wake up?
Probably like 10 o'clock.
Okay, that is, dude. You're not gonna catch me sleeping in past 8 max. I'm a 7 a.m., 7:30 bird all day long.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I like to sleep in.
Yeah, that must be nice. Not my shtick.
And so I woke up late around like 10 o'clock, and then I cleaned my apartment because I hadn't cleaned anything.
Mm-hmm.
So vacuumed, did the countertops. I thought about mopping. I didn't mop, but like then just like picked up everywhere and did stuff like that. Cleaned Jolene's litter box. Did most of the gambit of the things that would smell and just aren't sightly.
The must-dos.
So that took me like an hour.
Okay.
So by that time, we're looking at like 11 o'clock.
All right.
And then I decided, okay, so I bought something and I regret buying it right now.
What'd you buy?
Have you ever heard of an epilator?
The fuck is an epilator?
What the fuck is an epilator? It's a fucking medieval torture device is what it is.
So why'd you get it?
So it's part of the like
You into some kinky shit now?
No.
What's going on?
I mean, I wish it was like a dildo or something. Then I would actually get some pleasure out of it instead of just fucking pain.
Okay.
So an epilator is essentially a razor meets waxing. So it's like an automatic hair plucking machine.
Okay.
So I bought it because summertime is approaching and I like to stay well kempt vibes.
Okay.
So
are you talking torso?
No. God, I could never do that.
I was
That's
gonna
so
say,
painful.
that's bold. What's
so
going
the
on?
only parts of like hair growth on my body that I don't particularly enjoy is like back and shoulders.
What can you do?
What can you do? You can shave it. You can epilate it.
You've been epilating it.
Well, this one time and might never do it again.
Oh my god.
So I was exploring online and like waxing is an option or shaving is an option. And I've done the shaving part, but I don't like shaving at least with like a real razor because then I get like ingrowns and bumps and it's not cute because I never really managed the like exfoliation schedule correctly.
Dude,
it's a whole thing.
You're telling me.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
So I thought instead of like paying to get waxed, I'm like, let's just buy this epilator and try this. It can't be that painful because I pluck my own eyebrows, right? So I'm used to the idea of pulling hair.
Plucking isn't that bad.
But holy fuck. I literally I bought it like last week when I was sick and I didn't use it. And so I took it out of the package today and I was like, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try this thing. I'm going to see how it goes. When I tell you that I was beet red, sweating, seeing stars, I literally almost passed out.
Oh my god.
But I did it. And like eventually it's similar to I guess like how I like my tattoo experience where the pain sucks, but then eventually you enter like
you start liking it.
No,
never. Okay.
You enter kind of like a flow state of pain where it's just there and it's not really bothering you and you're just kind of like managing your breath. But it was getting to a point where like I'm doing like a part of my shoulders and like the upper region of my back and I'm literally just like breathing so heavily so I don't
staying strong
so I don't pass out.
Yeah.
But like the one thing that sucks about it is like it fucking hurts.
Right.
It fucking hurts. And instead of where waxing, it's just like it's a one rip and you're clean. This you're going back and forth and you're pulling the individual hairs.
Fuck.
But since you are pulling the hair out from the root, essentially, it's not going to grow back like if you were to shave it, where it's not going to become prickly or it's not going to grow back quicker. Like this, since it's plucked hair, generally, depending on, you can get maybe 3 to 4 weeks without like any serious growth back.
Really?
So that's kind of the draw to it, is that like you can be in pain for 30 minutes a day, but then you get 4 weeks of relief and then you go back at it. And then eventually I would assume you might just get used to the pain. But oh my God, I really don't know if I could do it again because it was really painful. It was really bad. And I saw the reviews online and people talking about it like on TikTok.
How much it hurts?
Yeah, like
okay.
Like
so you knew that this could hurt.
People that buy epilators are built
Freaks,
different.
yeah.
They are psychopaths.
And you want to be built different.
I just wanted less.
And you're like, I like that vibe. That could be me.
I just wanted to shave less
find out.
frequency and not have to pay for waxing.
Sure.
So I decided to try an epilator.
Okay.
And oof, my God.
And you're not hooked.
I'm not in love. I didn't particularly enjoy the experience.
They say there's a fine line between love and hate, though. So maybe you don't know what love is.
Also that. But I'm literally in my bathroom and I'm looking myself dead in the eye as I'm sweating.
You're like, I want it so bad,
like,
but I
beauty,
can't.
I'm literally saying beauty is pain. Beauty is pain. Beauty is pain.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I'm epilated at the shoulders. I've epilated my shoulders. They're still a little raw, believe it or not, like underneath the clothing, like just kind of touching the skin is a little raw. But So that also took up part of my day this morning where I really wasn't thinking about food.
Yeah.
I wasn't really prioritizing food.
Oh,
And then after
you're
that,
crazy.
probably like an hour experience, I'd say a half hour, like hit probably like 12:30. I was like, I need to shower and like really get ready. So then I showered. I ate a granola bar because then I needed to go get your housewarming stuff.
Right. Such a gentleman.
So then I ran to Costco really quick. I also needed stuff from Costco, and I just love that place with all of my heart. I'm so addicted.
Yeah. Do they sell epilators at Costco?
They don't. Because I'd assume the good people of Costco know not
they
to
don't
torture
want
their
to put
customers.
their members in that kind of pain.
So, but maybe one day they'll find them.
One day.
But so yeah, then ran to Costco, got stuck in traffic. They're doing something on 90 where they're closing like half the lanes. Like there's only two.
Oh my God.
There's only 2 lanes open on 90 right now.
Love 90, hate 90.
Oh my God. I mean, 2 seasons, right?
I think I moved when I did, huh? Now I'm on 290.
Well, honestly, the time, because of like the construction and traffic, it might have maybe like a 10-minute difference between if I was to go to your place.
Really?
Your
Only
place.
10 minutes longer?
Seriously.
Oh my God. How was the drive over here, by the way? Was it not too bad?
It wasn't bad. I mean, on a Friday, early afternoon, you do start to get a little bit more traffic than you say on a weekday in Chicago.
Right.
But really not that bad.
Okay. Cool.
You do go through like some sketchier neighborhoods.
Sure.
As we get here, because Oak Park is a kind of Caucasian wealthy oasis surrounded by.
They say Oak Park was the first suburb, Chicago suburb.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Cool.
And you see some of the houses and you understand why.
Yeah, I mean Frank Lloyd Wright. It's a big.
He's got a lot of houses here.
Town, which is so fun to walk down the streets and see some of these houses and how the architecture is.
Weirdly enough, there are a couple sets of Frank Lloyd Wright houses in like Bufu, Wisconsin as well.
What?
Yeah, like when
did he have a lake house up there?
I don't know if he did, but when we would go to our place, we would pass the area where like 4 Frank Lloyd Wright houses were. And they had signs like they were historical where you can even get tours and stuff. And you can take tours here.
Right.
Because I believe they are protected landmarks in the state of Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
So the people that live in them aren't allowed to do renovations. They have to, I think there's some openness to the public that they have to abide by. I'm not entirely sure how that works when you live in a historical landmark. But yeah, they're very cool houses. They're very cool. I would love to live in like a Frank Lloyd Wright-esque type home.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Because kind of his shtick was like nature meets modernity.
Right.
So there's a good blend of natural and human elements in these homes.
It's cool.
They're very pretty. Very awesome stained glass windows in a lot of them. Yeah, very pretty homes.
For sure.
But yeah, then after what was it talking? After Costco, after got here,
I asked you how your drive was.
Yeah, fine.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I like it. I mean, the move was kind of crazy. It took.
How many days?
I mean, so I work throughout the time. So like I have breaks for it, and I try to kind of like cut myself off at a certain time where I start really early and then I'm done. Like dinner time comes, I eat, and then I'm relaxed and resting until the next day, and then I start early and I kind of hit it hard again type of thing. I try not to work too hard and too far into the night as far as like when I'm moving stuff. Now that I'm here, I don't mind doing some stuff late at night as I'm getting stuff in the right places or whatever.
That's fair.
But for the moving, just whatever. So it probably took me, without just like trying to fill up a huge truck full of all my stuff and without packing up my stuff ahead of time and that type of thing, it took me, I'd say 6 to 8 days to move my stuff.
Wow.
But that's like doing only 2 trips a day.
Okay.
Maybe 3 once every couple days.
That's still like somewhere in the ballpark of 12 to 16 trips.
Yeah, probably something like that. But
That's a lot.
I also wasn't overloading my car too much.
Okay.
And I was like, but I was feeling it, but I wasn't trying because my landlord told me I had a little extra time.
Right, I get that. I get that.
And on top of that, I was also helping Rachel with stuff and like.
Did you end up getting a U-Haul? Did you ever do that?
I did. I got a U-Haul. And one of the guys that works with my dad helped me move some of my big stuff, and then we took the U-Haul over to Rachel's. No, we actually started at Rachel's place in Uptown. Then we drove it to my place. Then we drove it here, and then once I got here, I thought I set the U-Haul to drop off in Oak Park, but they wouldn't let me. They were like,
did you have to go back to Uptown?
Had to drive all the way back to Uptown during rush hour.
Oh, that's gross.
In this freaking U-Haul. The freaking U-Haul, it like started raining just like the slightest bit. So I tried to, I was just trying to turn on the lights. Couldn't figure out how to turn on the lights in the dang U-Haul. So I'm like turning the, one of the pull down crank or whatever you call them, levers.
Yeah.
And it gets the windshield wiper going. And the windshield wiper goes and the left one's working. The right one, the windshield wiper falls off because it wasn't even correctly attached.
Classic U-Haul.
And then is hanging on to the wiper.
Yeah.
Just hanging on to the stem or whatever you want to call it.
That's a classic U-Haul.
And I was just like, oh my God, I got 30 more minutes of Chicago side streets before I make it back to Uptown. This is terrifying.
Yeah, from where you are here to get to Uptown, there really isn't a good
Lord
route.
Knows I'm not getting on Lakeshore with that U-Haul.
Oh.
Lord knows I'm not doing it.
In rush hour?
Fuck no.
It might not be that bad.
For me, it is.
Okay.
Get out of here. Get me on the local street. Make me drive another 10. It's fine.
I can understand
honestly,
that.
I was so stressed.
Because how big was it? What size was it?
Not that big.
Was it a Sprinter or was it bigger than a Sprinter?
It was a 15-foot box.
Okay.
15-foot box. But it still it makes me anxious just because,
it's a lot. It's a lot of vehicle. And it's crazy that an 18-year-old can rent a fucking truck from U-Haul.
Yep.
But then you can't rent like a sedan.
That is crazy.
From Hertz.
Yeah, they got an interesting thing going there, but all in all, it worked out. We got all the big stuff in. We didn't really have any issues getting the big stuff in. Now, let's talk about the couch.
I want to hear this couch story.
I got a hell of a couch story. So, these days, a lot of people know the only way to get furniture is via Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
That is the only way that is financially reasonable to get any sort of furniture. And even then, people are asking a damn arm and a leg for a piece of garbage furniture. Now, we are not sitting on a piece of garbage furniture. We're sitting on a nice couch right here. We got pretty lucky.
And all shades of furniture, like IKEA, Wayfair, all that shit is shit. It's not good quality furniture. It's not built to last. So if you want built to last stuff, you have to go to Facebook Marketplace, resale, consignment stores, and stuff like that.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. Ugh. And I'm like, I'm lucky. I'm at a place where I don't really have to buy that much furniture right now. But I'm watching Nicole and Joe trying to figure out how to buy a couch and all that other shit. It is crazy.
Yeah.
People ask for too much money for stuff that is not worth it.
For real. So needless to say, Rachel found this thing online and on Facebook Marketplace. And I was like, where is it? And she's like, oh, it's in the city.
Okay.
It's in the Loop. That's where we're going.
Like Streeterville or like Loop?
Loop-ish. It was intense. And we go in. It's
like, was it a store or was it somebody's personal couch?
Somebody's personal couch.
In the Loop.
It was intense.
Okay.
She was a nurse.
Oh, okay.
And she was moving to Houston.
And
wanted to take as little with her as possible.
Oh, so were you like by Northwestern?
So like in order for us to get the couch out, we had to go on Lower Wacker and pull into like a dock under this massive apartment building in the city.
Oh, okay.
Do you know where I'm at, kind of?
I have an idea. Oh, but anything on Lower Wacker is brutal.
Terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why it was filmed for the Dark Knight. It's a spooky place.
Anywho, so we find this lovely, lovely couch. She wants like $250 for it or $200 or something.
Okay.
And like retail for this couch is $1,000.
What, you know what brand it is?
Not off the top of my head, I don't.
Okay.
But it's retailed at $1,000. Like that's straight up. And so it comes into 2 parts, which is great. Makes it kind of movable. We rent.
Oh, so like this, and then like this one section where Harry is.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, that goes all the way up, and then this from this goes all the way to the side.
Okay.
So we move we move one half down, but in order to move one half down, we had to get it onto this elevator, bring it down to the basement, and then bring it through like 3 doorways, up a ramp, into the Sprinter van. And Rachel and I were talking about bringing one of our cars and seeing if we can make it fit. Thank God we brought the Sprinter van.
Oh, no way this would fit in either.
Well, we didn't know necessarily. So you
didn't get dimensions?
We did. We made the right call. We did it right. But we talked about possibly us both driving our cars and putting one in one and one in the other to save on the U-Haul.
Sure. Okay.
Not worth it though. So we got the U-Haul. Getting it in wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Getting it into the Sprinter van wasn't too bad, aside from Rachel having to bring the van down to Lower Wacker, back it in. It was crazy to me. I mean, I was like, Jesus Christ, I would never.
So this building is right off of Wacker.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in the heart.
Yeah. Okay.
And
it's a terrible place to buy a couch.
I know, but we got a hell of a deal.
Right.
For a good couch.
Right. You'll do anything for a deal.
And so we got back here and we get this side up. No problem. Slips into the elevator. Is easy.
Do you have a freight elevator in this building?
Negative.
No, you just have the one elevator that we came through?
Just the one we came through.
Okay. And I will say what was nice about my last apartment that you helped me move in was they're having that freight elevator is really nice.
Oh, I bet.
It was really nice.
I bet. And the elevator that this girl that we bought the couch from was huge. They had a beautiful, spacious elevator.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, we get this half in, no problem. We're getting this second half into the elevator, and it won't fit. The elevator's too small.
And you're on the what floor?
This is the 7th floor.
7th floor.
Yeah. Rachel and I carried that half, and it's heavy, up the stairs. 7 flights of stairs. We carried it up 7 flights of stairs.
How many breaks did you take?
On
every landing?
On the first 2 flights, because at first we had it on a dolly.
Okay.
And we weren't sure which side was going to be easier, if it was going to be easier to So Rachel pulled the dolly up, and I pushed.
Okay.
And we did that for 1 flight. And then I was like, you sure you don't want to switch? Because that wasn't too bad for me, okay?
Yeah.
And we swapped, and then that was still tricky. But I was like, I can do it, but it's going to take us a while.
Was it one of those dollies that are built for stairs?
For sure not.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Damn.
It wasn't an appliance. No. It was brutal. And we get there, and hold on one sec.
Because you're not a manual labor girl. You don't live for manual labor.
Yeah, no, for real. But I've done manual labor and
you've labored.
And don't get me wrong, I've been doing it. I had been doing it already for the last week and a half, moving.
Yeah, but moving a couch is a different.
I've been moving other heads. I was moving chairs and this and that.
Yeah,
and this and that.
No, that's true. But when it comes to in my opinion, moving a couch, moving a mattress, a bed frame, that type of large furniture, it's a different beast.
Sure. So anywho, we ended up ditching the dolly.
Okay.
And I ended up just pulling. I was like, Rachel, you keep pushing and I'll keep pulling. And we were able to just go up an entire flight in like 20 seconds, 15 seconds.
Okay.
So we just had to do that 5 times. Then we got it up here. And it fit just fine the rest of the way.
Like made it through the doorways, no problem.
Yeah.
Do you have is it like a larger staircase too, like a stairwell where?
Barely.
Oh, okay.
Barely larger. The fact that there were 3 separate moments where I turned to Rachel and I said, I don't think it's gonna fit. I was like, I don't know what we're gonna do. I can't and this was after we had picked it up in the city, brought it all, like it was just so intense. So intense. So glad that we got it up here. So glad that it fits. But what a roller coaster carrying it. Like I did not think that I was gonna have to say that I carried a couch up 7 flights of stairs. But you know what? Live to tell the tale, and here we are.
Now you can.
So that's my couch story.
No, I feel the pain of moving large furniture in my bones. It's a trauma that lingers because I told you when Nicole and Joe bought the couch, I don't know, New Year's time.
Right. Yeah.
And I literally almost fainted.
Oh my God. Yes.
Like I literally almost passed out. I mean, I did it on an empty stomach. We were going upstairs. It was a whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Couldn't really get it through the doorway. It was brutal. It was a brutal couch moving experience. And I was literally just going up 1 flight or like 1 story. And luckily, the couch that I currently have was Joe's old couch that he had when Nicole and him lived in Pilsen.
Right.
And it's a pretty light couch. It's not very big by any means. You've seen it.
Right.
And it comes apart pretty nicely. It's really just like 1 long section, like the one that we're sitting on, and then like a little square for like where the, what do you call it? Like where the chase comes out.
Right.
And it's a quality couch. It does the job.
No doubt.
But if I was to invest in a something that I would consider a sofa, something where you and 5 other people can all sit comfortably.
Yeah.
That's a different beast of a furniture.
It is.
And when I went to Wayfair, I went to the Wayfair outlet with my mom because I was looking for a coffee table. I ended up getting that orange ottoman that I have.
Yeah.
But there was a couch there, a sofa, a true large couch that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
But I couldn't, just the thought of moving it, because at the outlet, they don't move it for you. You show up with a truck or something, and you got to figure it out, Diane.
Oh, yeah.
So just knowing that, it was not happening.
Totally.
It was not going to happen. And I do dread the day that I have to buy a couch and move it.
It's an incentive to become incredibly wealthy. So you don't have to,
it really is.
So you don't have to pay. So you don't have to do it. You can just pay for it.
Or like you buy like
already furnished areas.
You could buy an already furnished thing, or what are they called? It's like the cubicle couches or whatever, where it comes in boxes and you just unbox the 5
those
boxes
are fine.
or whatever.
I couldn't tell you what that's called.
Cloud Couch is like the restoration hardware one. It's like very bougie. But I am not affording anything from Restoration Hardware.
No.
God.
Me neither. The
one time Maggie, Demi, and I, we went to, they have a really cute like restaurant in the middle of the Restoration Hardware in Gold Coast.
Okay.
So one day we got dinner there. And a cool thing that they let you do is you can take a glass of wine and like go through the displays or whatever.
Oh.
And we ended up playing the game where it's like, how much is it? How much are it?
Yeah.
And when I tell you that a shitty little end table was over like $200.
Oh my God.
It's a level of wealth and that I can't personally fathom spending at this current point in time.
Right.
Even if I did have that kind of like level of fuck you money, just given my background, I couldn't justify it.
Totally.
It's insane to me. I think you have to be born rich and stay rich to be that type of person that could blow that kind of money on worthless things like an end table that was made of like 3 pieces of wrought iron and plywood.
It's just crazy how some people just don't care about the price like that, even when it's a
I
piece of shit. Like
so we have a word for that in our family. It's an acronym. We call them M&Os.
M&Os,
Money no object.
money no object.
And that was kind of a joke in India where things are cheaper there. And I'm like, I'm an M&O today, baby. I'm going out to the bazaars. And I envy that type of living to some regard because I do personally want enough money I never have to worry about it.
Yeah.
I think that's a good headspace to be in terms of money. But at the same time, being that type of person can make you incredibly jaded, incredibly spoiled, and detached from like real life.
Right.
So there's a give and take with it. Like I would love to be absurdly wealthy like a Jeff Bezos.
Same.
But also still be a person. Not like this technocratic godlike figure that these billionaires believe themselves to be.
Yeah,
but there's psychology behind it. Sorry to just keep going.
No, I got nothing. Go ahead.
But there is psychology behind it that the wealthier you become, the less empathy you have.
Interesting.
They did a study with Monopoly. They played the game of Monopoly.
One of my faves.
And two people were playing, and they gave one person kind of like an excess amount of wealth from the get-go. Like they just gave them a bunch of more money. And then the other person that they were playing against got less than the typical starting amount.
Right.
And so the person who was incredibly more wealthy was just able to buy up most of the board.
Naturally.
And part of the study was that they had like a bowl of pretzels next to the thing. And they found that the person who was given more money from the get-go, who was making more money from buying all the properties, was more likely to take the pretzels, was less likely to express empathy or sympathy when the person couldn't buy any properties or was down to their last couple of dollars. You can find the study on YouTube, I think.
No, I believe it. That sounds legit.
But it's like human nature. Part of it, we're greedy people. Yeah. We're a greedy species.
Ballin'.
And I don't know, like that's just life.
I don't know.
We can get existential with it, you know, being greedy and living, but just part of especially in America, you know, it's different here because we're the land of those who have and those who are soon to have.
Yeah.
You know.
I do know.
It's fucking crazy.
It's fucking crazy.
Fucking crazy vibes.
So yeah, man. Moving's been crazy. Shit's nuts.
How is, well, I guess it's a deeply personal question, but on a surface level, living with Rachel.
Yeah. It's good.
Surface thoughts. Good.
It's good.
Love it.
I love
like
it. It's nice. It's good to have somebody around all the time. It's great to have somebody to do something with. I love doing the grocery shopping thing, you know.
Okay. Where's your store?
Like
where do you go?
I mean, we do Aldi is what we do.
Is there an Aldi nearby?
There is, yeah. There's one right around the corner.
Nice.
Right on, it's like right by the Dunkin', right on that main road.
There's a Dunkin' nearby?
You name it, it's nearby. Oh, I love Dunkin'. So yeah, we hit the
I thought
Aldi.
about stopping at Dunkin' on my way here, but I decided against it.
Okay, well, what do you get? What have you been getting at Dunkin' these days? Have you tried the Dunka latte?
I've not tried the Dunka latte, but I'll just generally get like a vanilla latte.
You should try the Dunka latte.
But when I get the lattes, and especially the vanilla latte, I have to ask, like, go light on the vanilla.
Yeah, you gotta. Are you talking pumps yet?
I haven't talked pumps.
You should, when you go, be like, how many pumps you usually put in that, and just see what they say. And they might say like 4, and you're gonna go, give me 2.
Girl, give me 1.
No, I'm saying
because
but you can do that. That's what I've done.
I need to.
You should start.
I do it at Starbucks.
Yeah.
I'm more familiar with the pumps at Starbucks.
Talking pumps,
but like if you go to Dunkin' every day, you will get diabetes.
Fair.
I have. It's just the truth. Because not only are you getting diabetes from the coffee, you're getting diabetes from the donuts.
Yeah.
You're getting diabetes from the egg sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
It's just diabetes runs on Dunkin'.
Yeah, that's true.
And I I really struggle with it sometimes.
This turned from what could have been a Dunkin' ad to a non-Dunkin' ad.
It's just a real Dunkin' experience.
Right.
So that's what that is. And Starbucks can also give you diabetes depending on how many pumps you are. If you're a big pump girl, you're getting diabetes at Starbucks. I think generally any coffee joint that has that deems lattes and pumps, you're approaching a potential for diabetes.
Yeah.
There is a really good, it's a shame that you left Uptown, but it's not like you're that far. There's a really good Turkish coffee place.
Really?
Near Uptown.
I would love to try that.
I forget the name of it, but it's very good.
I wonder if I did try it somehow.
It's off Damon. Ooh, it might be more towards like Lincoln Square. It's like in between Lincoln Square and Uptown. It's like somewhere in there. Very good Turkish coffee.
Interesting
joint.
I'm intrigued. I'm in. I'm down. That sounds great.
Yeah, you're definitely in the exploration of baristas.
I love coffee. I love trying new coffee spots.
There are different vibes in
fun.
terms of like restaurants. Usually they're very more like neighborhood focused.
Right.
You get people in there that are reading magazines or on their laptops working.
You can tell a lot about it, like
A neighborhood.
about a neighborhood or the people based on how a coffee shop's happening.
100%.
Like
100%.
It's crazy. Like, dude, Rachel and I went to this coffee shop might have been 10:45. There must have been 25 people in this coffee shop. That's how bumping it was.
That's pretty busy.
It was really busy. I was shocked. I was standing with Rachel. I was like, I think they're going to give us our coffee over there. She's like, there's nowhere to stand over there. I said, oh, okay.
Wow.
Then we'll stay here.
Okay. It's one of those.
It was insane. It was delicious. And I want it again.
Well, it's usually a good sign. If there's a lot of people in there, that usually means it's good stuff.
Yeah. The one thing, though, I said I want a large coffee, and they just gave me a regular coffee. Maybe they don't do large, but I would like for them to say that when I order it.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's just something
like
I'm saying.
The Bevix of coffee.
I don't think so.
Where they're like, oh, you want a large. You want to be a big guy. And they just kind of like roast you at the counter.
I wish.
Honestly, that would kind of be a fun coffee shop.
Yeah, new idea.
Like if we made like an Ed DeBevick's meets coffee, where you just get you literally get roasted. The coffee shop is called Roasted.
Ooh.
And you go in and everyone's just mean to you. Everyone just says you're fucking ugly.
So Roasted is great, and I mean, how cool would it be if you could pull off Boom Roasted, little office vibe.
That's niche though.
It's a little niche, but it's really not niche because like Roasted is still coffee.
Yeah.
Boom is still Boom.
Maybe they'll just be like a special, the Boom Roasted special.
The Boom Roasted. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
But okay, Roasted. I like that. I like that too. It's pretty vague, but I like it.
I think that would work. I would go. I would visit.
Yeah, I mean, I would. I'd try it out as long as they make a good cup of Joe. Treat me bad.
Exactly. Like you could
treat me.
It's the
bad.
same kind of ideas, like maybe like the Wiener Circle, where you kind of get roasted, and that's kind of their shtick. But at the end of the day, you get a good dog.
That's what it's all about.
So I like that idea. Maybe if we can make it past this recession,
maybe
it's a business opportunity.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, Lord knows there's nothing but
Lord
commercial real estate available right now.
True.
There's so much. Have you been on State Street recently?
No, I don't think so.
It's almost a ghost town.
Nobody can keep up, huh?
It's kind of sad.
It's a shame.
Where it's almost looking kind of like an abandoned mall, where it's just empty, and it's really because nobody can afford the fucking lease prices. The rent is literally too damn high, and I don't understand why it's too damn high when everything's empty.
Dude, Rachel's dance studio in Berwyn, they charge her an arm, a leg, and another leg, and they don't.
Who owns it? Who owns the building?
I couldn't even tell you.
Okay.
They don't even have a proper roof.
What?
When it rains,
It leaks in the studio?
They have to replace tiles
in the ceiling?
Because they haven't fixed this roof yet.
If I was Rachel, I wouldn't pay anything until that's fixed.
Yeah, I mean,
I would say, no, I'm not paying until this is fixed because this is now harming my business.
Oh, I know. Believe me. So that's a whole nother conversation. Maybe we'll have it over at dinner. We'll talk about it a little bit. But
because trust assured that like whoever's leasing out this space, like they want you to pay rent. They need you to pay rent.
Right.
So if you say I'm out, the likelihood of somebody else going in and making a studio in that space is pretty slim these days.
It is.
So you want to lose business? Let's lose business.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know.
You got to be a little confrontational. You got to be a little cunty.
I think so too. And well, that's kind of what happened is that not that she was being that way. It rained pretty bad. And then she went over there and water leaked into her office and broke her printer and did this.
Oh, hell no.
So now she bought a new printer. She's got the receipt. The landlord's going to like pay for that. But what I think she should do is she should have somebody go in and assess all the damage and how much that it would cost to fix due to the roof.
Yeah.
And then send that bill on over to
100%.
them, and then they pay it out. And what Rachel wants to do with it is up to her, or she can get it fixed and clean it up and this and that. But I agree with you. And I said that type of thing. And
I get it. She's a non-confrontational girl.
It's just a complicated situation.
But
is really the main.
That is bullshit.
It is.
That is bullshit.
It is. So
if you're paying an arm and a leg,
arm, leg, and another leg, that's why it's even more frustrating.
Berwyn,
I know.
You want to know who lives in Berwyn? Fucking Nazis.
Easy, careful now.
What? It's true.
Nazis live in Berwyn. Is
yes.
that true?
Yes.
Berwyn's a Nazi town.
Berwyn is a Nazi town.
Tell me more.
Nick Fuentes. Have you ever heard of this guy? You've heard of this
You've
Nazi?
Brought him up
because he's a Nazi and he lives in Illinois.
God.
And he lives in Berwyn. And the fact that he got doxxed and he ended up like assaulting a woman who like I think was just knocking on his door to like give him a flyer or whatever.
Right.
But since he got doxxed and he was being threatened, he literally like opened the door and pepper sprayed this woman.
Oh my God.
And he's just a bad dude. He's the guy that said like he went viral for being like, we can do whatever we want with your bodies.
Oh my God.
It's your body, my choice.
Okay, well that's one rotten egg. You think that the whole town is?
I think
no way.
That if there was a town for Illinois Nazis, it's not Skokie, it's Berwyn.
Dude, bold take, but I like it.
Where else would they be? Name a Nazi town in Illinois.
Barrington.
You think?
Yeah, your hesitation
told me
your hesitation told me all I needed to know. We got scandal vibes. You know, there were kids that I will never name names.
I forgot about that.
And there were people in our school that were just like really, really ridiculous about it. And I don't know if they thought it was funny or whatever. I mean, I'm sure there's a little bit at every school or whatever the heck it is. But I mean,
in a predominantly white and
I can only talk about my
neighborhood.
experience. And I will say that if we're pointing fingers at a town, I mean, got to point within.
Yeah, I could see.
And we're not from, we weren't born and raised in Barrington, just so you know.
We're Hoffman Estates.
Hoffman Estates.
Unincorporated Cook County.
Not talking about us.
But I could see Barrington having Nazis.
We just got to throw it in there.
Barrington is definitely racist. It's a racist town because everyone there is generally white and richer.
Yeah.
So they don't really see people of color. They go to the city and they think like you're going to get shot on every street corner. But
lol.
Hinsdale could also probably be full of Nazis.
Yeah, we could just start saying any suburb at this point. I think.
No, not every suburb is Nazis.
Just about.
I think the rich white ones would have Nazis. So Winnetka.
You think Lake Park?
Lake Park. Sure. I'm not too familiar with Lake Park. I think.
Yeah, you are. We played volleyball against them.
Oh.
They cheated.
Yeah.
They cheated. They would have never beaten us in the regional or the whenever we
I think it was
lost.
regionals.
Because we won the one and then we had the next one, and they beat us because their coach, who's a
Nazi.
A Nazi. No, he was I believe he had like I thought he had like practices with his team outside of the season. Like there's like something where like your high school coach can't coach your competitive team, or like there was some sort of crossover there.
Okay.
Do you know this or no?
No, I don't remember this at all.
I believe it's one of the reasons why our high school coach was not coaching. Like he was like a silent partner for our travel team, and he wasn't like an official coach, and he couldn't come to he could only come to X amount of practices.
Oh.
He can only come to X amount of.
Right. Okay. Because he can't directly coach us off season or something like
Right.
that.
Unfair advantage.
Yeah.
For the wealthier.
Sure. So that's what Lake Park did?
I mean, that's what
you heard?
Back at the time. Yeah. Remember their short coach that was a pipeline coach? He was all over the place with us.
I don't remember that.
He's a setter. Very good. Jumped really high, older. It's okay. It's all right. I got a memory for that type of stuff.
No.
It's the important stuff that I don't remember.
I got no memory.
It's the important stuff.
I just know that, in my opinion, we lost because our coach picked favorites and he picked the wrong ones.
That happened as well. No. That happened too. But also the travel thing. Like, they also cheated on their side too.
I could see that.
So we should have double won is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
But anywho, this is that and that is this.
I mean, that was over 10 years ago.
There's no need to put numbers to it. But you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're old.
Yeah, getting older too.
We're getting fucking old.
Coming close to 30.
That's scary.
Shut up.
But like, actually, no, I'm actually I'm looking forward to 30 because 30 is the new 20.
30 is the new 20. I like that.
Even though 30 in the gay world is when you die, is when your twink self dies. You no longer can be the twink that you once were.
Yep.
That's fine.
It is fine.
That's fine. Because I don't think twinks should exist anyway.
There's such thing as maturing gracefully.
Yes.
You know? I think
are you going to do plastic surgery? Are you going to get Botox? Are you going to do the things?
Not unless I come into a lot of money. Just randomly.
Botox isn't that expensive.
I didn't say it was. I said that I'd have to come into a lot of money for it to be something that I would consider doing.
Okay.
Honestly, like, I don't think that I am interested in Botox at this time. I think that I'm okay with how I look. If you went
bald, would you do hair replacement?
I don't think so. I think I'd own it.
You would own it?
Yeah, and I don't mind being a hat guy if that's what it comes down to.
Okay.
Or, you know, if I get the Larry David where I just kind of got like a little back ring. Like,
I was going to say a comb, but don't do a comb over.
If that's all I got, I might as well. I mean,
no. Do a toupe. At least do a toupe.
No way, man. Toupe?
Yeah, I would toupe it before.
Fake. No. Phony. You're a phony.
So if I did lose my hair and it wasn't growing back, I think I could see myself doing like hair replacement therapy. I don't know if I have a good bald head. I don't know what the shape of my head is.
You got a good head. You'll be fine.
But yeah.
You'll be all right.
I mean, knock on wood, I don't see myself
reach
losing anytime soon, but anything could happen.
Anything could happen, and anything will continue to happen.
Yeah.
Is that deep or what?
Everything everywhere all at once.
So yeah. Dude, do you got any hill that you want to die on?
I actually forgot about having a hill today.
Okay, so then let's stop. What have you been watching recently? Let's make the people wait a little longer for our hill.
Okay.
What have you been watching? What are you recommending? What do you want to put out into the world?
So I finished White Lotus.
Okay, same.
That's done. I have one episode left of Severance. I've been saving it.
Wild of you. I can't believe you can wait that long.
Yeah, I've been good about it.
Crazy.
And then finished Survivor,
which we'll talk about later.
And then I've been on a movie vibe lately. I have been on a show vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So I just watched last night a movie called 2073.
Ooh.
And it was more kind of like narrative meets documentary kind of film, where the kind of connecting character through the whole thing is this woman who lives in the future in 2037, and she reflects on like today's humanity as to like why the world collapsed.
Interesting.
So it's very like existential heavy. It really goes deep into politics and social media in particular, on how the digitization of our society is really kind of what's destroying us.
Jeez.
And it's really kind of fascinating how it connects like that to the change of like global politics and economics, where these like in the 90s it was kind of like democracy was at a peak,
Right.
globally speaking. The Soviet Union collapsed. There were other countries that had gained freedom and democratized, and it was really kind of having a moment. And then after 2008, after like the world economy collapsed because the bankers in the United States got incredibly greedy and stupid, we saw this shift in politics globally where authoritarianism really came to the forefront. And now today we're experiencing this kind of clique of authoritarian governments, and that's kind of becoming the new global political standard, where you have Putin, Xi in China, Modi in India, what the guy in Israel, the guy in Bulgaria and Hungary. I forget.
It's always a guy.
I forget all their names. It is always guys. It's never women.
Ridiculous.
But Netanyahu is Israel. I forget the guy in Hungary, but whatever. Like these kinds of countries, these kinds of authoritarian type leaders are really kind of becoming buddy with each other, and that they're trying to create that as like the new world standard over democracy. And it's kind of crazy. So this movie, instead of presenting it as a true kind of documentary, it kind of bridges the gap between a narrative story and a documentary. And the whole kind of ethos of it is that like information is dangerous, that these countries and these leaders and this type of government, they're most concerned with information and how it's disseminated amongst the populace. It really focuses a lot on China, and how China really is establishing a new precedent on AI and government surveillance.
Jesus.
Where something that's really scary that the Chinese government has done to over 1 billion people is they've separated the populace into essentially 3 categories, as like trustworthy, suspicious, and untrustworthy.
Whoa.
And it's all kind of in this kind of digital and political, social, like security type credit score type thing.
Okay.
Where you either fall into these 3 categories based on the type of media that you consume, the type of person that you are, and the family background that you have. And it's a social credit score, and it can bar you from access to certain things in China, such as like getting a car, getting a house, getting a job, all because of your beliefs against or for the Communist Party.
Jeez.
and Xi himself. And that's really scary as a standard that's happening with AI and what they're doing. And then it also kind of talks about the Uyghurs in China, which in the western province, Chongqing, something like that, a minority Muslim population is being persecuted and put into concentration camps because the Communist Party needs everyone to assimilate to the Han Chinese identity. But these people are an ethnic minority. China doesn't like that. So they're putting them in literal concentration camps. They're taking their photos and using voice and facial recognition software to go after these people. It is very dystopian. It is very Black Mirror. and it's very real. And that's the scary thing. So the movie ends with the director kind of saying, so it's like the narrator is this woman in the future, and it kind of ends with a director saying that like
Is this a spoiler?
Are you gonna watch it?
I mean, in theory, you're recommending this to our listeners.
Oh, okay. Well, then, partial spoiler, partial not spoiler.
I'm just checking. I'm just, in
But
theory.
I'll say the general ethos of this movie is to check.
Are you going to watch it? Maybe, but our listeners might.
Whatever.
That's why we're doing this, too.
Right, okay, fair. The general ethos is to like check yourself before we go too far, and we can't go back.
I agree.
So yeah, very political, very existential,
yeah,
very
that
much
sounds right up your alley.
Very much my shtick.
Yeah,
I didn't expect
Jesus
that
Christ.
going in, because the blurb that you got before was like a woman in the future tries to reconcile with humanity or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's very vague, and I didn't expect to like walk away from that movie with existential dread. I really thought I was going to get like a Children of Men, Hunger Games type thing.
What was it on?
HBO Max.
HBO Max 2073. All right. I mean, I'll think about it.
It was the number one movie when it came. Like, it gives you the top 10.
Oh, deep.
It was the number one. So
I'm
I was
sure
like,
I've scrolled past it.
I was like, let's try it.
Okay, good call then.
Yeah,
it sounds perfect for you.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Dude, I've been in on stuff. I've been in on kind of the newer stuff. Righteous Gemstones is back, new season.
I've been seeing a lot of the advertisements for it.
Yeah, it's pretty good so far. I'd say that it's lost like a small bit of its touch, but it's the type of show that might have like a rocky first couple episodes and then just like have an incredible run for like 5.
Okay.
So that's the thing about that show.
Okay.
But it seems like they're struggling to kind of get their footing this season a little bit. But
what season? What number?
The
are we
4th
on?
season.
4. Yeah, 4 is usually
4th
a tough
and
one.
final. Like they know it's the
Oh,
final.
they're
too.
done.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they might have just been doing it just to put it out there and get the paycheck. I mean,
Yeah, I think maybe when HBO gave them the deal that they were like, "Oh shit, we got to make a 4th season."
right. So anywho, but it's still pretty good. I still got high hopes for it, and we'll just kind of see where it goes. But I am gonna also talk about The Studio, the new Seth Rogen show on Apple TV.
Okay, I knew you were interested in it. I
Yeah,
didn't know it came out yet.
It came out. There's like 3 episodes out, maybe 4 now. And I will say that the first episode was awesome.
Okay.
It was unbelievable. I recommend it to anybody who's looking to.
Is it very entourage-y?
In the way that it's shot, it's entourage-y kind of.
Okay.
But it's more so Seth Rogen gets a job for the studio rather than it's a movie star.
Okay.
It's different.
Yeah, you're at a different
line, different level, but similar.
Different type of person in the business.
And because it's so early in the show, I don't mind spoiling just kind of like little bits of the plot.
Sure.
And pretty much Seth Rogen is up for a promotion. In order for him to get the promotion, he has to create a fluff type movie about Kool-Aid.
Okay.
In like a kind of positive way, and like
a movie.
This in the sense that like Barbie had like a movie.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And they're trying to make like
a Kool-Aid movie.
Yeah, whatever. And Seth Rogen's.
Oh my god, could you imagine that was a real thing?
You know what? I can. That's the thing. I can see something like that happening. And it really doesn't. Yeah, like I just wouldn't surprise. Like, dude, we got the Barbie movie. Like, there's a Sonic the Hedgehog movie. There's
the Minecraft movie.
Yeah,
have you seen all the stuff with the Minecraft movie?
Not yet, but Jack Black is in it, and I imagine that it's pretty good if Jack Black's in it. And he said that he got addicted to the game while he was in the.
Oh, sure.
So I'm sure that it's pretty decent.
Well, have you seen this trend where like as soon as this like duck comes on screen, everybody freaks the fuck out and just trashes the theater?
No.
Have you seen this trend?
Uh-huh.
It's big on TikTok. Where I don't get the lore. I've never played the game. I don't know the characters. I don't know any of it. But what I am seeing is videos of privileged little white shits going to the theater And then as soon as this fucking duck character comes on screen, they literally throw all the popcorn in the air. They're launching like confetti shit into
Oh
the
my
air.
goodness.
They're jumping on the chairs. They're throwing their drinks. It's really bad. It's really bad behavior.
Yeah,
And it's very, in my opinion, disrespectful.
for sure.
As somebody who used to clean theaters.
Yeah. Are we slipping to Hill right now?
I mean, it's close. I'm titillating with it.
Just checking.
But that's fucked. Don't be that kid. Don't be that person.
Yeah, true.
But anyway, sorry.
To all our young listeners out
Yeah.
there. So he has to agree to make this Kool-Aid movie. And in order to get the promotion, he goes, yeah, of course, I can do it, whatever. And of course, his character also wants to make a very artsy, like good movie too. That's what he wants to do as a studio head, is
Not produce shit.
not produce a fluff film about the Kool-Aid man.
Sure.
And he meets with some, I hate to use the term schmuck director, because he might be an actual director in real life, and I'm sure he's fine. Whatever.
Okay.
They meet with some schmuck director, and he's like, yeah, I could do it. And
Was he like David Fincher that was on screen?
It wasn't that, but and he's like, yeah, we'll get like the mama Kool-Aid and the dad Kool-Aid, and he's kind of like painting this little fluff film. And Seth Rogen's kind of like, no. I'm like, yeah, that's fine, whatever, but like, no. And he ends up getting a meeting with Martin Scorsese.
Okay.
And Scorsese's like, I got this movie about this cult, or this movie about this art,
Oh my
this
God,
art piece.
Not a Jonestown.
It might be Jonestown. It might straight up be Jonestown.
Well, because that's, you've heard of like Don't Drink the Kool-Aid.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Jonestown.
Okay, yeah.
And Seth Rogen is like sitting there. He's like, how can I get this like insane director to get in on
the
and
Kool-Aid?
like how can we cross this street?
Yeah, I mean,
and Martin Scorsese, Marty, he's just like, oh, I don't have the name yet. This is that. And Seth Rogen's like, what if we call it Kool-Aid? He's like, oh my God, I love that. Did you just think of that? Blah, 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 blah. And Seth Rogen's like, oh, I got this. Like, it's going to be it's Kool-Aid film. Like, I'm kind of painting the middle type of thing.
But do you know the story of Jonestown? Like,
they'd go into it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's intense. It's brutal.
It's
oh my God.
Wild.
And so lo and behold, Seth Rogen gets back with his, like the boss that's going to give him this promotion. He's like, yeah, you did this, you did that. He's like, oh yeah. It's like, oh, you met with this. And he's like, oh, I only gave Marty Scorsese $10,000 to kill his movie.
Okay.
So that he can't do it about Kool-Aid.
Got it.
Is what he tells his boss. And then he goes to like Marty Scorsese's party or something, and he breaks the news to him. And then he's like, he finds Steve Buscemi's in this episode. And
Buscemi?
Yes. And Marty,
I've always thought his name was Buscemi, but that's just me.
Okay.
Buscemi.
And Marty pretty much
Bibbidi-bobbidi-boo.
comes in and he's like, I got Steve Buscemi to do this role for us. He's probably not the first guy you'd think, but I really think he'd be good for it. And then
To be like the cult leader?
maybe, or just some part of it.
To be Jim Jones?
Could be. And Seth Rogen breaks the news to Marty, and Marty just goes off crying his eyes out about that Seth Rogen would do this to him. And Seth, walks up to Steve, and Steve's just like, I'm so excited to do this film. This is going to be awesome. And he goes, to think you and me, like, we're going to do this with Marty, and this is his last film ever. Can you believe that we're doing this for his last film? This is crazy. It's going to be huge. It's going to be the biggest thing ever. Like, everybody's going to see this.
Yeah.
It's like, why is he crying over there? And it's just crazy. It's just like kind of like a really insane roller coaster.
Okay.
First episode is nuts.
But it's comedy, obviously.
It's drama.
Dark comedy.
It's dramedy, yeah.
Yeah, dark comedy.
Yeah.
Especially if you're trying to make a Kool-Aid film inspired by Jonestown.
Yeah. It's brilliant. It really is an incredible first episode.
You know, it'd be a really good Jim Jones in a real movie though. Joaquin Phoenix. I feel like would be a good.
I could see that.
Be a good Jim Jones.
I could definitely see that. So, anywho, first episode was really good. And spoilers, I did not love the next episode. Maybe episode and a half. But I got faith.
Okay.
I got faith. First episode was unbelievable. Like, it was just so brilliantly done, and I really hope that it catches its footing, because I'll be very disappointed if a show starts off so good and just goes and then just tanks, not even fizzles, because it did. It went and then shoo, and then it kind of like is plateauing a little bit, but I just don't think. I don't know. It's a whole thing. So
okay,
yeah.
Interesting. Apple TV, right?
Apple TV, baby. And then I want to plug a podcast.
Oh, that's not ours?
It's not ours.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been,
plug away.
And I just started listening to it because as, I finished Signcast, and then I got caught up on the Curb Your Enthusiasm podcast, and I'm caught up with that one now. So I don't really want, I've been looking for something else.
Mm-hmm.
Stumbled across David Cross's podcast. David Cross. From, Arrested Development. He has that stand-up that you like.
Which character does he play?
Tobias Funke.
Oh, okay. He got these glasses on.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very liberal guy.
Yes.
He's excellent.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Love David Cross. So I stumbled across his podcast.
You stumbled across David Cross?
Stumbled across David Cross. Sis podcast.
Oh my God, please tell me his podcast name is Stumble Across with David Cross.
So do you have your phone on you by chance? Can you pull up your podcast app and just look it up? Because it's like a random name that I can't even remember. And it's so bizarre, and just people aren't going to come across it unless they're like looking to listen to it. David Cross.
David Cross. The worst daddy in the world?
Nope. It's not that. That would be insane. Can I see your phone?
Yeah, I'm on Spotify. He has like comedy albums.
Yeah, that's awesome. David Cross. It's called Senses Working Overtime.
Okay.
With David Cross.
Okay.
And it's really good. It's really good so far. I listened to the first episode one of the first episodes with Jason Bateman, who I like. And then the one that I just finished was Michael Cera.
Okay.
Which is excellent. Him and David Cross and Michael Cera have such like a buddy thing going.
Is he just like working through the cast? Is that?
Not necessarily. I think that, I started at the beginning of the show, so he was just kind of picking people that he was close with to like kind of test it out a little bit. The Jason Bateman one, he literally is like, this is kind of a tester show. Should it be the first one? He's like joking about it.
Okay.
I can't even decide. The first one's Bob Odenkirk.
Okay.
No surprise, which is one that I'll probably listen to because I looked through the group of people that are on it. And honestly, it's a lot of people that I just don't know off the top of my head by their names. So maybe I kind of got to look them up and see who they are to see if I even know who they are. But usually I know a lot of names and stuff. So whatever. Anyway, it's good. I like it. I'm not too deep into it because I don't know all the names of the people yet. But
okay.
But those two episodes are pretty good. Wanted to plug that podcast and those couple shows and whatever.
Sure, not sponsored.
No, absolutely not. So that's what I got, man. That's kind of what I've been watching, listening to, a little bit of other things too. But
okay,
yeah.
Now,
do you have a hill?
I was gonna say, now tell me your hill.
Oh well, my hill. You want me to have a hill first?
Yeah.
You don't have a hill yet?
I kind of like tittled one earlier where I could.
You teased it.
Yeah, I can make that my hill, but I
might. Good.
I did have a hill when I was in India, and well, no, you know what? I'll go. This is related to my travels in India.
Okay.
Where when I went on the flight there, I got really lucky. It's a 15-hour flight. Thank you so much, Harry. You are so adorable. When I was going into my seat,
yeah,
I was stopped by a woman asking me to switch seats with her because the row that I was going to be in was the one her family was.
Yeah.
And I was getting the same seat, just a couple back. And I was like, yeah, totally fine. Fabulous. Love it. And the middle person in my new seat, in my new row, never showed up.
Right.
So me and this other kid, we're about the same age, ended up having the middle seat available. It made the flight there a much more pleasurable experience.
That is so clutch.
But on the way home, I did not get so lucky, where I had a full row. It was me, a mom, and like a daughter, whatever. And on long flights, I've learned that I would prefer a window instead of an aisle, because I can't sleep like vertically.
You need a wall.
I need a wall. So, but now I know. So I'm trying to sleep on this plane as I'm traveling 15 hours back into the United States. And when I was flying to India, no babies. No babies. It was great.
On the way
no
back,
babies.
though.
I got extra leg room. The flight was actually relatively enjoyable.
Okay.
But on the flight back, I swear to God, I was flying with an orphanage.
Oh my God, no.
It was babies. There were so many babies. There were screaming babies. I don't think there was a silent baby on that fucking plane. Every baby like telepathically was telling each other, we need to scream right now. And that's what they did. So my hill that I'm dying on is that I think I've shared a hill similar to this before, but this one really hit home on my flight, where any child that can't be told to shut up and listen has no business on a flight. Ever. Especially a transnational flight.
You know what? I'm with you on that. And I think that all airports, or even like all security people at the airports, it should be part of getting through security. Is somebody just like, if it's a kid, anybody under, pick an age, 17, 14, 12, whatever, 10, 8, 4, 7, I don't care. Anything under that age, and then they might get a random, hey, shut the fuck up. And, if they don't respond in a way where they don't shut the fuck up, they might not get on that flight.
Or, how about this?
Or send them on a flight that's got all the loud motherfuckers.
I was going to say that, or let's go one step further. If the cabin votes,
we get tribal.
If the cabin votes to remove this baby, it gets kicked off the plane.
What if the baby's got a shot in the dark?
What do you mean?
Yeah, you don't know what that is. You're not that far in Survivor yet.
I watched the first season. That's all I know.
What if they got an immunity idol?
Because they paid for it?
What if they just found it?
Then
it was under their seat.
Then whatever. Then I guess the baby stays because it has the fucking immunity
Then the baby
idol.
stays.
But if it doesn't, and the cabin votes to remove this child, it is being sent off the plane with a parachute.
Okay, fair.
That's it.
Fair.
That's it. Get me off this fucking plane with these
So
fucking
fair.
babies. I've had it with these fucking babies. I've had it with these motherfucking babies on this motherfucking plane.
Yep. There you go. You've had it.
And that's it.
Well,
anyway, what's yours?
Dude, my hill is going to be something that I think that a lot of people relate to. And I'm going to say this with conviction. Fuck Euro washer dryers.
Oh, it's happened. I knew it.
Fuck Euro washer
I didn't even
dryers.
notice where it is. Where is it?
Exactly. I'll show you. It's in a little side closet in MacGyver.
Okay.
But oh my God.
Not good.
Oh my God, are you inconvenient washer dryer? I would be faster washing the dryer and doing all that shit by hand, I think.
Probably.
But whatever.
So what's your biggest, is it the drying part that you found to be the worst, or is it the washing part?
The drying part sucks.
Period.
It's not very good at drying. You almost like have to pull it out, and once it's out, then it feels mostly dry, and you just kind of got to let it sit for a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. And I can't imagine that they are that much cheaper than buying a washer dryer. I can't imagine they are.
It depends. I think I'll have to double check which one you have, because if you have one that's gas, those are more expensive than the
I'm
electric
sure we got
ones.
the cheapo, but an issue that I have is where our washer dryer Euro thing is there's plenty of space for a washer and a dryer above it. There's plenty of space. It's not, it's like they decided, they're like, we're going to get a new unit that sucks.
Well, what you could do is I can take you to this place where I bought mine. You can get like a stackable unit. I think I got mine for like $600.
Mhm.
And what you can do is you can tell your landlord, hey, I want to buy this washer dryer. And then when you leave, just sell it to them.
Sure. Yeah, I'd consider that. So I believe they also have coin laundry downstairs.
Mm.
So like that's kind of a backup option for us. We're figuring it out. We're hoping that we can just figure out this washer and dryer and it will just work for us better over time, and we can just get used to it. But right now we also are behind on laundry.
Small loads. You got to do small loads.
Well, we have been, but it's just like it's whatever. Fuck them.
Yeah.
That's my hill. Fuck them. Fuck you. Fuck your washer dryer Euro bullshit. Get that shit out of here. It's not necessary. There's got to be a better way. You should have just bought one off Facebook Marketplace that's used. That's not a washer dryer Euro. That's a separate thing. I want to be able to wash while I wash and dry while I dry and do them separate. 2 loads, 1 time.
Fair.
It's ridiculous.
It is. It doesn't need to be an issue, and it is. What you could do in the meantime, I guess, with your very luxurious balcony, you could put a clothing line out there and dry your clothes the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, that's the thing about old and fashion is we'll see.
Because that's what they do in Europe.
Yeah,
they wash it and then they hang it to dry. They don't really use the dryer function.
So why even have the dryer function?
Because the washing is the harder part. Washing is like the more labor-intensive part. So like having the washer is nice, and then you just put your clothes up and then you walk away and let the Italian sun bake your clothes, and next thing you know, bibbity bobbity boobity, you gotta dry your clothes.
Okay, yeah, all right. Well, I will say that
But I do agree that Euro things suck. There's a reason why when I moved into my sister's place that I bought a system and got rid of the Euro because the Euro was not it.
Yeah, it might be something for us to think about.
It just depends. Like the thing is we
do a lot of laundry, so
well, that's one thing you'll probably have to manage is like managing your laundry. Second is that if you are going to talk to your landlord about upgrading the unit, you need to double check if there's a gas line there.
Yeah,
and an exhaust, because if there isn't, then you're hosed.
Yeah, we'll figure it all out. We will get it all squared away and figured out. But anywho, man, that's all I got for this extended welcome back episode. Is there anything else that you got for the people? For us? For me? For you? For our parents?
No. Happy to be back.
Feels good, don't it?
Thanks for giving us another listen.
Boom.
I'm feeling like 2025. It's gonna be our year.
Boom.
We're gonna, we're going with it. We're gonna hit 10 billion views.
That's insane.
And next thing you know, we're gonna upend Jeffrey Bezos as the richest person in the world, and we're gonna send him off in his little rocket to go colonize Mars and be a little dipshit out there while we take on the Amazon empire and steer humanity to a better, brighter future.
Fuck you, Jeff.
Fuck you, Jeff.
Unless you want to sponsor our podcast,
then please, Jeff, I love you.
Will slob the knob.
I will suck you so hard, Jeff, if you sponsor this podcast.
But anywho, thanks you guys. Appreciate you. And tune in next week for some more shit.
Hell yeah.
All right. Bye, guys.
Au revoir. Love you.